After failing to start a Spider-Man universe lacking a Spider-Man, Sony has gone back to the drawing board and they appear to take one of the sure things off the board. There are very, very few things in Hollywood that are billion-dollar ideas in the making, and one of those is giving Sam Raimi another shot at making Spider-Man 4, allowing him to go ahead and right the wrongs of Spider-Man 3 to build off the arguably best superhero film in Spider-Man 2 that we have ever seen. That's a billion-dollar idea. That's just right there, okay? Getting the gang back together one final time, having an accurate depiction of, prime Spider-Man instead of just him right out of high school in college. It's like, I don't know, him having a life with Mary Jane, telling an actual story from that. Heaven forbid anybody would want to see that, but now it's appearing. And especially as desperate as the industry is, just needing those billion-dollar hits, because 2023, Dune 2 doesn't look like it's going to get there unless it has tremendous Top Gun Maverick 2 type legs. Is not going to hit it. It's just going to be fall. Despicable Me 3 or 4 rather, and maybe a lot of padding for Deadpool and Wolverine. Anyways, let's talk about these rumors that are circulating. It's getting hot and heavy right now. Sam Raimi wants Spider-Man 4 just as much as the fans. Spider-Man 4 by Sam Raimi, if it happens, could give Sony's limping Spider-Man universe a much needed boost. Well, yeah, exactly, because they tried to do everything that they could in their power to make a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man. It was always going to be stupid, but could they have failed so spectacularly off rip? Madam Web. But anyways, Sam Raimi, that's not how you spell Raimi, but close, it's only the second word in your article, recently openly expressed his enthusiasm to reunite with Tobey Maguire and presumably Kirsten Dunst in the fourth Spider-Man film, mirroring the clamor by fans who have long hoped for the continuation of the saga. Director behind the original Spider-Man trilogy had made it no secret that he wants to see Maguire don the iconic red and blue suit just once more, as much as audiences do. Unfortunately, the possibility of Spider-Man 4 continuing to fruition hinges on a complex dance of timing and opportunity. As Raimi himself has stated, if it happens, it will be at the right time. The revelation, as per the scooper on X, I guess, might end up manifesting sooner rather than later. Aside from Raimi, key figures like Maguire and Dunst have each voiced their willingness to return because, well, let's keep it a buck. What has Tobey Maguire done that's of equal levels of success as Spider-Man? Nothing against Tobey, but nothing. Kirsten Dunst, come on, when was the last time we actually heard of her? But yeah, in the 2 years after the success of 2021's, to be fair, it made a lion's share of its money in 2022, but still, 2 years removed from Spider-Man No Way Home, which made calls for a fourth Spider-Man film with Maguire at the helm even louder. But imagine that, the standout Spider-Man in many people's eyes was Andrew Garfield, but is anybody really calling for a continuation of the TASM franchise? Yeah, I don't think so. Each character from Maguire's Ernest, Peter Parker, to Dunst's Mary Jane Watson left an indelible mark on the superhero genre. The series' villains, portrayed by actors Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina. We don't need to talk about Tobey Maguire and the shoehorned in Venom, but be more likely to get a Venom reference than he would with a cancelled James Franco's Green Goblin or Hobgoblin reference. Anyways, embodying the complex antagonists with deeply human motivations. But oh yeah, right, Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina did come back for No Way Home, so yeah, it makes sense to name check them. The idea the middle-aged Spider-Man presents a unique opportunity to explore new narrative territories, exactly, in a different cast of characters, instead of the three in the past 2 decades, 3 different incarnations of Peter Parker that have all been set in the exact same time frame. There's there's almost 60 years of history for Spider-Man, and you've just scratched the surface. It's there's so much more there. Presents a unique opportunity. Fans and comic readers alike have expressed a desire to see a full, in his prime Peter Parker. Yeah, exactly. Moving beyond the perennial challenges of his early 20s to face the complexities of adulthood. Maybe somebody will finally fix that damn door. This relatively unexplored narrative direction offers a fresh perspective on the character. More importantly, if done right, it could be a story that resonates well with the audience that has grown alongside the franchise. Well, no, I just want to see good Spider-Man stories, okay? It could be set back in high school. It could be another origin story, but Jesus, if you're just going to continue to rush it and fumble it like with, The Amazing Spider-Man and casting a plank of wood as Mary Jane like Disney did, well, nobody really cares what's going on there, because Spider-Man, story of that is kind of like with DC and Superman. You can tell a Superman story, you can tell a Spider-Man story without Lois Lane, without Mary Jane, but you're kind of doing the grander narrative a disservice if you don't have that dynamic in place. So yeah, that would be really cool to see, but this is once again Hollywood forcing in identity politics in order to make you care, and frankly, I don't really care about that stuff. Just give us good movies, give us something that would actually entice us back to the theaters. The Spider-Man 4 would easily do that, even as, yeah, it's pointed out, it's like the MCU is currently floundering, they're going to need any help that they can get, and Sony, well, you know, they're going to need some sort of way to bail themselves out of the corner they painted themselves in, because is anybody excited for Craven? All right, yeah, nobody. But perhaps they're seeing the writing on the wall and letting some information trickle out there, because, like I said, the rumors are starting to pick up, okay? But again, these are all rumors, so speculation running rampant, and of course, take this all with a grain of salt. Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi could happen, hence the Sandman actor. Oh, Thomas Hayden Church. What are the good performances from Spider-Man 3? All of us know that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was supposed to be the 4-movie saga, but one of them was cancelled. However, a recent report by comicbook.com reveals that it might change soon. Comicbook.com recently had a conversation with the beloved Sandman actor Thomas Hayden Church, who revealed there's a possibility that Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi could still happen. During the conversation, Church mentioned that a sequel to his movie Sideways is in the talks. That would be interesting, but it's unlikely that it'll happen. Adding to this, Church in a statement said that he would do Sandman instantly if asked. Sorry, he stated, but Sandman, there's been some rumors that they might ask me to do another Spider-Man, and I'd do it tomorrow. When the possibility of Sandman's appearance in the upcoming Marvel movies, be it Secret Wars or Avengers 5, as mentioned, Church revealed the possibility of a Spider-Man 4 being made and stated, but I think Sam is going to do another Spider-Man with Tobey, and that's the one that they had an option for me to do Spider-Man 4, where there was going to be a Spider-Man 4. They had an option on me to come back, so if it happens, that would be fantastic. I'm getting a little old. I mean, he's got to be in his 60s at this point in time, but I'm sure he could still pull off the role. And Sandman, that was a really good story that was being told, the many stories that were being told in Spider-Man 3. So for him to get more fleshed out in Spider-Man 4, I think some of the ideas for the villains that Sam Raimi wanted to do, I thought he wanted to do Vulture. I think the Lizard as well. Like, obviously, those have been iterated on, in different franchises, and Chasm and over on the MCU side of things, but it would be a totally different dynamic, a totally different cast. And yeah, if you're going to do a nice handoff from Sandman, or maybe even, have him work in tandem with another one of the lesser known characters, hell, just simply having Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 4 would print money, which is why we're starting to get a little bit more confirmation, with most recently on Monday that's dropping the Spider-Man 4, allegedly in development by Sam Raimi. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if it's going to end up standing the test of time, but rumors are circulating Sam Raimi is about to start work on Spider-Man 4. Twitter user, yes, and the same scooper who had the other stuff before, who was pictured the three-time Spider-Man director at a recent Monster Mania convention, tweeted, "He told me that there are chances of this happening simply because he has the same desire as we do. But if it is to happen, it will have to be at the right time." And it also seems like Sam Raimi has a little bit of pull over there at Marvel, because they would need their blessing, even though this would be a Sony joint where they would be putting up the money and making most of the money in order to put Spider-Man on screen in any incarnation. They have to get the blessing and the sign-off from Marvel, because that's the deal that they've worked out with the rights. And there's been a lot of back and forth between Disney and Sony in the past couple of weeks, so we don't know. Is that one of the negotiations that has been going on behind the scenes? Very possibly. Both companies are in a desperate position right now, and this is a surefire thing. Now, the quote, which was shared by Twitter accounts discussing film and film updates, however, it is worth mentioning that there is no record of Raimi actually saying the quote being attributed to him, only the fan's description, and so you'll have to take it at face value. Regardless, thousands of retweets do show serious demand for Raimi to return to the original Spider-Man universe. In fact, Sony is re-releasing the entire trilogy in theaters starting in in April. Oh, really? That'd be cool. Maybe Sony is testing the waters before giving Raimi the go-ahead for the fourth film. Exactly. That's what they do on social media all the time, trying to drum up hype, and then just like, this is the first time hearing about this re-release in theaters, and at a time when Hollywood has nothing coming out in 2024. It seems to make sense, because you got, what, The Phantom Menace, Star Wars Episode 1 getting a re-release for its 25th anniversary, and, well, wouldn't the original, the original Spider-Man came out in 2001, right? Yeah, just in the shadow of 9/11, so yeah, not quite any specific anniversary per se for any of these films, but, hey man, any time that you can go and see Spider-Man 1 and 2, and there's aspects of 3 that you can like I pointed out, the Sandman arc, that was pretty good, and like the final fight's a little bit goofy, but the resolution between Peter and Harry's all right. But anyways, maybe Sony is testing the waters, yes. So if Sam Raimi is directing a new Spiderman film, after all, Thomas Hayden Church, who played the villain in Sandman in 2007, also said we already went through his response. Okay, so he'd be down for it. I'm sure Sam Raimi, any opportunity that he has to talk about the franchise, he always has glowing praise for it. So I think it's more likely than it's ever been in the previous couple of decades, but is it 100% going to happen? Don't know for sure, but given the current state of modern Hollywood and given the current state of superhero films, if they're looking to get back on track without burning the entire thing down, this right here, that would definitely be a Hail Mary, but it's one that has a high probability of success. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.